Hello everybody, welcome to our Friday chat as usual, me, Chris at Pro-Am. Today's one we've been talking about doing for a while, comparisons in other brands. Not particularly slagging off other brands, just showing the difference what you get in the price range of our other things. So today we're going to do our club gloves, and as you know they all cost £50. Ours are a premium leather, proper glove. Now I did try and get several brands together, and before I show you the differences I'll go through this. Nobody sent these in. We've actually bought these just to kick this sort of thing off. So I ordered some Venum gloves. This is these. We already had some Adidas hybrids in stock, and we tried to get some Leone gloves and some Sting gloves, all around the same price. I think the Venum are about 47, these are about 40, the Leone were 52 and the Sting are 60 something, 60 or 65. Now the reason we haven't got the Leone, I'll show you this picture here, is I ordered them and then the next day I got a message saying your order will be with you between December 2024 and April 2025. So I cancelled it because that is obviously no good. You'd expect a few days or maybe a week or so. I.e. with the Sting one, we're going to do that possibly next week. We'll fit it in to our next programme along with something else. We'll do a little quick comparison on that one. They're gonna take 10 days before they get here. Now anybody who's bought off our website, if you're in the UK-ish, we send everything out on tracked 24, so you're gonna get it in a day or two, guaranteed, unless Royal Mail mess it up. That's not our problem. Yeah, for some of the other companies to take over a week for a UK delivery, for me that's unacceptable. It takes us a week to send something to America, or 12 days to Southern Europe, so a week within UK, you know, my customers wouldn't put up with that. I'd be ashamed. To be fair, Sting, it's a week for them to come, so let's see how they do. Now what I will say is I had a massive choice of gloves under £50-ish or under. If you go on Amazon, there's a plethora of PU gloves for £29.99. I'm not going to include them because they're not from proper boxing brands, and they're probably not worth £29.99. I would not entertain them. If anybody came in one of our gyms using them, I'd ask them to put them aside and give them a proper pair out of the gym, because as I always say, cheap PU gloves, forget it. They're no good if you're going to do more than, you know, half an hour a month in the gym. Forget it. Now the other problem we had was finding leather gloves at that price. All the decent brands, you know, as in Venum, Leone, Sting, Adidas, you name it, all of them. Very few of them do a leather glove in that price range either. I think the cheapest leather gloves that were coming in that were, I wouldn't say comparable to ours, but usable, they were like coming in at 65 quid from known brand names, I will say, right, but less experienced brand names, you know, owned by non-boxing people, if you like, and they start at around 65 quid. So do we compare these to a 65 quid glove? I mean, I know there's £200 gloves that aren't as good as these, but that's defeated the purpose. We want to see how these stack up against an entry-level glove from a known brand. And again, like I say, finding a leather comparable brand for under £55 is, under £65 is hard. And if any brands watch this and they think they've got a better glove at around this price, send it in and I'll give an honest, valued opinion on it. So anyway, here we go. Now first of all, we have the Adidas Hybrid. Now of course it's PU, it's not leather. These retail at about £40-ish. We have the Velcro, so I'll move that for you. As you can see, it's the Hybrid 100. It is PU. It does have nice breather holes in it. This one's an 8 ounce. So, and we don't do an 8 ounce, but I can get my hand in it. So it's not a nasty glove. It's tight, obviously, because I've got big hands. But it's that usual PU kind of thing, kind of fit, the straight thumb. It's got fingertip control and you can sort of move it, but typical of entry-level gloves, it's a moulded injection foam. So you've got very little movement. It takes me all my time to close that fist. So a young boxer has no chance with the strength in their fingers and hands. So now it's got the elastic on there as well. Now comparing that to our smallest club glove, which is the 10 ounce, as you can see, obviously this is an 8, this is a 10, so there's a slight difference. We've never been asked for these in 8, so we don't really do them. Maybe in the future, if there's enough call, we'll do them. Now you can see with this, there's no thumb deflector as such. That's because it's a moulded injected foam. It is a one piece, which is nice. I like to see one piece. It's very difficult to do properly. So at least they've tried to make it look more upmarket. And it is what it is. It's a 40 quid glove. Now for 50 quid you get this from us. As you know, it's premium grade 1 leather. It's multi-layer foam like all our top of the range gloves and everybody else's top of the range gloves. It has a nice leather strap, which is substantial, gives you nice, once you get it on, you've got that nice wrist support with ours as well. And look, you can move it open and close it, so you can make a good fist in these, so you're getting a good punch off. Also we've got our thumb's got more of a curve and it's not a straight thumb, so it's more comfortable. Now obviously we do the what we call the diesel soft lining in this. In these, it's more of your typical nylon satin, which is sweat repellent. Not a problem with it. It's well balanced, as you can see. It doesn't sag or drop. 40 quid, not bad. But for an extra tenner when you're picking something up like this, for me is a no-brainer. This will last you months and months and months of everyday use. This, I'm not sure if it'd last as long, but like I say, you can't really judge an entry-level PU glove with a leather glove. But for the price, it's a no-brainer really, isn't it? So that's the Adidas Hybrid. That's probably one of they do have quite a few entry-level gloves. One second. This is the BC01, which is very similar to the Hybrid. Slightly same price, and I think it's same materials. Actually, I think the only difference being is obviously the badge is the different way around, and where this is white, this is all black. So I don't know why it's got a different name, and you can order it differently. They all cost the same price, they look exactly the same. I've no idea, but as again, it's exactly the same price. For some strange reason it's got a leather mark on it, and it's not, it's PU. That's naughty. But that's Adidas and their version of the entry level glove. They do other entry level gloves, as in these are the Tilt 150, Speed Tilt 150. Again, PU, but it has the cloth fascia, and it's got that tilt thing on there. Again, these are around £45. No idea what size these are. Let's have a look. They've got that elastic thing on it. That always ends up going baggy. That. What size are they? I think they're a 14 ounce as well. So they're more. You'd compare those with those. So they're £45. They're £5 less than those. We've mentioned these before. The Speed Tilt 150s. Like I say, that's the entry level Speed Tilt thing. This is the entry level hybrid, and this is the entry level whatever. But that's Adidas's entry levels around the same price. As you can see, 40, 45-ish. Now, the other company that was kind enough to send us a pair on time was Venum. Now, Venum, I think, are a French company. They're an MMA brand, to be honest. We do know they sponsored Vasyl Lomachenko for a while, and Vasyl thinks they had a few problems. The first time he used their gloves was against Anthony Croller, I think, and he broke his hand. So he wasn't too happy with them, and I can imagine that was painful. Anyway, I do remember them paying a couple of ex-fighters in this area to promote their brand, and nothing really come of it. They are expensive for me for what they are. So this one anyway is a 14 ounce glove. It comes in at £45, £46, so it's just under the cost of our club glove again. Sorry, again, it's PU, because the leather gloves start at around £100. So I'll put this on. Again, it's one piece, there's no stitched on thumb. It's a 14, it's got this extra little pad thing a few of them have started doing on there. No need for it, I don't think. You can do anything. Put it on. Plenty of room inside. Again, I think it's an injected mould, that one. It's not very thin. It's not very thick. I can feel my knuckles through that, so it's not a very well padded one. For an entry level glove, it's pretty much standard to everybody else's PU entry level glove from Venum. It's got the usual nylon satin lining, as all these have, to cut cost. As you can see, it's pretty flimsy on the strap. Maybe that's to do with the PU, but it doesn't do anything for you. It's a little bit top heavy, as you can see. When I hold it, it drops. So I don't know. It's got nice breather holes in it, which I always like to see. The grip bar is very thin. You don't get a good grip on it, and it does have a nice finger bar. I'll say that for it, but it sort of slides off at the end, so you can't get your little finger on it. But a £5 less than that, again, would you buy a PU glove just because? Man, I know people do this just because it has that on it, or that on it, or that on it. People will think that's a great bargain. We go through this all the time. There's so many brands who have a big name and a big picture, and they're expensive to buy, and the stuff's like that. Now, the first leather one it's probably identical to that Venum. They do a leather one. I don't know what the name is offhand, but it's £100, and it's identical to that, but in leather. So it wouldn't even compare to our club range glove. Now this is our 14 ounce glove. When you get to 14s and 16s, we do a thicker strap on the wrist. As you can see, it's a bit more substantial. We've got the usual soft diesel sweat repellent lining, not the nylon satin that everybody else does. You put your hand in our glove, and it's a massive difference. Massive difference. There's about the same room inside, but again, ours is grade 1 leather. You can open and close even if it's a 14 ounce because it's thicker here and along the knuckle. Ours is multi-layer. I'm struggling to find a good reason not to put these up, to be honest, because if people are buying more of the leather version for £100 than we sell of our £50 leather version, it doesn't make sense, does it? I just don't like ripping people off. Now, my suggestion is, if you own a pair of these or these and you haven't tried ours, get a pair now before I put the prices up, because I'm seriously thinking I'm making a fool of myself. Because if people are paying 45, 45, 40, the Leone 52, the Sting, and I think the Sting ones are actually PU as well, and they're 56. Why would people do that? It's not only the PU. I know I'm harping on about it. It's not only the PU. It's the makeup of the gloves. As you can, if you look at that glove, you can see there's a lot of padding here. It's sort of moved over. This is indicative of the injected moulds, because they're not uniform. They're just thrown in, cleaned off, filed down, and stuffed inside a glove. This is yeah, nice name, nice badge. Apart from that, I'm actually struggling to have any positives on this glove. In fact, the grip bar actually comes here and not here, so it's here, so you're struggling to get your hand into it. To fit the finger bar, that's too far apart. So, and I've just noticed something else I'm going to bitch on about it. We all have this padding. Every good glove for training should have this padding here. Normally we'll use a piece of foam. This one feels like fibre. It's just some fibre stuffed inside. As you can see, extremely cheaply and poorly made. Now, I do know, typical of Sialkot in Pakistan, you can buy copies of these. Trust me, this is not a copy from one of these unscrupulous dealers in Pakistan. This is the genuine Venum article. As you can see, it's come in all the correct packaging. Contender 1.5 XT, 14 ounce. It is the real thing. It's not a cheap copy. It's just a cheap glove. So I know I said I'd give you an honest opinion. My honest opinion of that is I'd ask for your money back. That's an awful glove. An awful glove. I mean, at 14 ounce, it looks as if the padding's there, but because it's just one single piece of foam, you can feel every knuckle through it. So I would not. I'm sorry I tried to compare our gloves with these now. I mean, I expected the Adidas because they are under £40, so they are what they are. I did really want to compare it to Leone because they're a direct competitor to us, and maybe the Sting, but we'll do the Sting next week. They're more of an amateur brand. They know virtually zero about professional boxing or full-time boxing. They're a total amateur brand, Sting, so that's a different thing. We can compare them with like the Green Hill kind of stuff. I know we see Green Hill professional gear, but it's not, is it? It's not real gear. It's not approved in the UK. I hope you've enjoyed this one this week. No competition. In fact, for our club gloves, there is no competition under £100. Anybody who says they've got a better glove at 65 or 70 or 80, I'll challenge them. send me that glove and I'll challenge them to prove that this is a better glove than anything under £100. This is what you get for the same money on Amazon or online or direct from the websites. This is what it is. We've spoke about this before. If you want to pay more money for Adidas stuff, you get a better quality glove. But again, I think Adidas leather gloves of this quality are probably near £100–120. So send me some in if you want to do it. I won't use them. I'll just try them on as we've seen here, and I'll send you them back. Try us out if you haven't already. Now you know what stacks up for that price. Please like, subscribe, tick the box, send it on to somebody else, and we'll see you next week.